Sigmas, what if I told you that the very traits that make you powerful and independent are the same ones that make modern women despise you? Have you ever wondered why some women seem irritated by your silent confidence, your independence, and your refusal to play by their rules? Sure, you walk into a social gathering, and within seconds, you feel it. The stares, the hushed whispers, the strange mix of curiosity and resentment. You're not doing anything out of the ordinary. But your mere presence shifts the energy in the room. While some women are intrigued, most seem unsettled. They can't figure you out, and that frustrates them. Why? Because Sigma males disrupt the social script that modern women have come to expect. Most modern women don't hate Sigma males because they're bad men. They hate them because they cannot control them. And that's what we're diving into today. Why 97 of modern women hate Sigma males, and why that's actually a good thing. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand not just why this happens, but also how you can use this knowledge to your advantage. But before we dive deeper into this exploration moment, I need you to hit that like button and subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Let's get started. Number 1, the unpredictability factor. Modern society thrives on predictability. Women have been conditioned to expect certain behaviors from men: beta males who seek approval and alpha males who demand control. These are familiar patterns, ones they can read and navigate with ease. But a Sigma male, he exists outside this framework, neither seeking validation nor asserting dominance. He moves through life with a quiet self-sufficiency that disrupts expectations, making him an enigma. The psychological mystery behind Sigma males. Carl Jung's theory of the shadow self suggests that people fear what they do not understand. The Sigma male, by refusing to conform, taps into this deep-seated uncertainty. He does not engage in the typical power struggles that define most male-female dynamics. Women who are used to steering relationships, whether through emotional persuasion, validation seeking, or social influence, often find themselves at a loss when faced with a man who remains unmoved. This is where fascination and frustration collide. On one hand, the Sigma male's mystery is intoxicating. He cannot be easily categorized, making him infinitely more intriguing. On the other hand, his independence means he cannot be manipulated or controlled, which can be unsettling to those accustomed to predictable responses and a challenge to the social order. Society operates on the idea that men should either chase or command. Beta males seek approval, constantly trying to please, while alpha males demand loyalty, asserting their dominance. But Sigma males refuse to play by these rules. They do not seek permission, nor do they impose their will. They simply exist on their own terms. This creates a paradox. The more a Sigma male resists conventional social roles, the more he becomes the center of attention. He is the outlier, the man who does not need validation, yet commands respect, the silent influence. The Sigma male's greatest power lies in his unpredictability. While others reveal their intentions too quickly, whether through people-pleasing or power struggles, a Sigma remains unreadable. This forces others to adjust to him, rather than the other way around. For women who thrive on emotional or social control, this is both a challenge and an allure. Some will attempt to crack his code, hoping to find a weakness. Others will be drawn in, captivated by the idea of a man who does not conform. Either way, the Sigma remains untouchable, watching, analyzing, and choosing only those worthy of his time. Number 2. Sigma males don't seek approval. In today's dating landscape, many modern women are accustomed to men chasing them, seeking validation, jumping through hoops, and trying to impress them at every turn. This has become the norm, reinforced by social media, dating apps, and mainstream culture, where men are often portrayed as the pursuers, constantly striving to earn a woman's attention. But Sigma males, they don't play that game. They don't seek approval from society, authority figures, or women who expect to be placed on a pedestal. Instead, they operate from a place of self-sufficiency, making their own rules and refusing to conform to traditional dating dynamic. The paradox of attraction. Here's where things get interesting. Many women are naturally drawn to men who challenge them, men who are not easily impressed, who carry an air of mystery, and who are difficult to read. People tend to desire what is scarce, and Sigma males, by nature, are rare. Their detachment and independence create an aura of intrigue that can be highly attractive. Yet, at the same time, this very detachment can be frustrating. Women who are used to being pursued often don't know how to handle a man who doesn't seek their validation. When a Sigma doesn't react the way other men do, when he doesn't shower them with compliments, chase them relentlessly, or try to win their attention, it disrupts the script they're used to, at the labels and misconceptions. Because of this, Sigmas are often misunderstood. Women who don't understand their mindset might label them as a cold, emotionally unavailable, or even arrogant. But in reality, Sigmas are simply self-sufficient. They don't rely on external validation to feel complete. They're not rejecting women. They're just not interested in playing manipulative games or seeking approval, instead of proving their worth through grand gestures. Sigmas let their presence speak for itself. They're men of action, not empty words. They won't chase, but if they choose to engage, it's because they genuinely see value in the interaction, not because they feel compelled to impress. The Sigma advantage. This mindset makes Sigma males incredibly powerful in relationships. They don't need constant reassurance. They don't engage in unnecessary drama, and they don't compromise their values to gain favor. This stability is rare in a world where many people are ruled by emotions and social expectations. In the end, a Sigma male isn't for everyone, and that's exactly why he stands out. Number 3, women can't manipulate Sigma males. Control is a silent currency in many modern relationships. Some women, knowingly or unknowingly, use emotional tactics, social expectations, or even guilt to sway men into compliance. These methods work on most men, especially those who crave approval. But Sigma males, they are immune. Sigma males operate on a different wavelength. They think independently, analyze situations rationally, and refuse to be emotionally manipulated. This isn't arrogance, it's self-mastery. They understand human nature deeply, including the subconscious strategies people use to gain control. When a woman attempts to stir drama, guilt trip, or play the victim, a Sigma sees through it immediately. Instead of reacting, he remains still, watching, calculating. This drives certain women crazy. Their usual strategies don't work. They're used to men who bend under pressure, who apologize for things they didn't do just to maintain peace, who chase after affection like it's a prize to be earned. But the Sigma does none of that. He doesn't chase. He chooses. He doesn't react. He responds. Psychologists refer to this as emotional detachment, an ability to separate oneself from external pressure. It's not a lack of empathy, but rather a refusal to be controlled. Sigma males don't get caught in emotional whirlwinds because they've trained themselves to see through them. They ask themselves, is this an attempt to manipulate me? Is this a genuine concern or just a test? This level of self-awareness is what makes them unshakable. The result: women who rely on manipulation tactics feel powerless around a Sigma. They may try harder to provoke a reaction, but the more they push, the less interested he becomes. Some respect this strength, while others resent it, labeling him as cold or emotionally unavailable. But the truth is, Sigmas simply refuse to be pawns in someone else's game. Ultimately, a Sigma male's greatest power is his unbreakable independence. He does not fear losing people who do not respect his boundaries. That alone makes him the most powerful man in the room. Number 4, Sigmas expose insecurities. Sigma males don't need to boast or seek approval. Their presence alone speaks volumes. This quiet confidence forces people to confront their own self-doubts, especially those who rely on external validation. Women who are accustomed to constant attention and validation struggle when they meet a man who doesn't play into their expectations. Most men, whether consciously or subconsciously, seek approval from women. They try to impress, flatter, or prove their worth. Sigma males, they do none of that. They don't seek validation because they validate themselves. They don't try to impress because they are already secure in who they are. This creates a unique challenge for women who gauge their desirability based on male attention. When a woman meets a Sigma, she is faced with a paradox. Why isn't he reacting the way most men do? Why doesn't he chase, compliment, or seek approval? Instead of recognizing his self-sufficiency, some women interpret this as rejection. This sparks insecurity, making them feel invisible or unimportant. And instead of confronting those feelings, they project their frustration onto the Sigma. They label him as intimidating, distant, or even arrogant to justify their discomfort. Psychologically, this is known as projection, when individuals place their insecurities onto others instead of addressing them internally. The Sigma male becomes a trigger for deep-seated self-esteem issues. He doesn't do anything to provoke it. His mere existence forces others to question themselves. However, the few who can see beyond their initial discomfort recognize the truth. A Sigma's confidence isn't about dominance or control. It's about self-sufficiency. And for the right kind of woman, that is incredibly attractive. But for those who can't handle the reflection in the mirror, the Sigma will always be a mystery they just can't solve. Number 5. Sigma males confuse and frustrate modern women. Modern media loves its stereotypes. The obedient, doting provider, often portrayed as the nice guy who sacrifices his own needs for approval. Then there's the dominant, status-driven alpha, the confident leader who commands attention. Society tells women these are their two choices. But then there's a Sigma male, an enigma who doesn't fit either category. Sigmas don't play by the rules. They don't seek validation like betas, nor do they crave dominance like alphas. Instead, they operate outside the system entirely, independent, self-sufficient, and uninterested in competing for attention. This makes them incredibly difficult for women conditioned by mainstream narratives to understand. They're used to men who either chase or posture, and Sigmas do neither. This creates cognitive dissonance, a psychological phenomenon where people struggle to process something that doesn't align with their expectations. When a woman can't neatly categorize a Sigma, she may feel uneasy, even resentful. Is he rejecting her? Does he think he's better than everyone else? The truth is, Sigmas don't think that way at all. They simply live by their own rules, unconcerned with impressing or conforming. The irony: many women find themselves inexplicably drawn to Sigmas precisely because of this detachment. Mystery is attractive, and nothing is more intriguing than a man who refuses to follow the script. But attraction often comes with frustration. Women used to being pursued don't know how to respond when faced with a man who isn't chasing. Some will embrace the challenge, intrigued by the depth and self-mastery of the Sigma. Others will reject it, labeling him as arrogant or distant. But at the end of the day, Sigmas remain unfazed because their worth has never depended on external validation in the first place. Number 6. Why being hated means you're on the right path. If you're a Sigma male, you probably already know you don't fit in, and that's not an accident. It's by design. Society thrives on predictability, on people following the script. But you tear that script to pieces. You don't seek approval, you don't follow trends, and you don't let others define your worth. And for that, you're misunderstood, resented, even hated. But here's the truth. Being hated by the majority is often a sign that you're doing something right. Look at history. Every great thinker, innovator, and leader was ridiculed before they were respected. The masses despise what they can't control, and you, Sigma, are uncontrollable. You are a disruptor, an anomaly, a man who refuses to conform. Your independence makes people uncomfortable. Your silence is deafening to those who seek validation. Your refusal to play society's games makes you a mystery. And nothing frustrates people more than what they can't define or manipulate. That's why weaker men envy you and why certain women label you as cold or arrogant. You don't bend, so they try to break you. The key takeaway: don't waste time trying to win over those who misunderstand you. You weren't built for mass approval. You were built for greatness. Instead of seeking validation, sharpen your mind. Instead of conforming, forge your own path. Instead of explaining yourself, let your success speak for itself. A Sigma male doesn't need acceptance. He needs purpose. So keep walking your path, because while the crowd may hate you today, history will remember you tomorrow. Sigmas, if you've ever felt like society doesn't get you, that's because you were never meant to fit in. Embrace your uniqueness, cultivate your power, and watch as the right people gravitate toward you. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this growing community of independent thinkers. And remember, having said this,